Having lived in the southern part of Nigeria, like Benin City and Port Harcourt, with more humidity for 19 years and relocating to the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja, Nigeria, an entirely different place with an intense temperature. So I asked myself, why the notable difference in weather? Out of sheer curiosity, I decided to carry out a mini research by asking the residents of Abuja in Nigeria what they think of the weather and how they have been coping with the increased temperature. According to NIMET Seasonal Climate Prediction (SCP) report released in Abuja on 26 March 2023, the agency revealed that there would be possible rise in temperature which may lead to thermal discomfort. NIMET says observations from the source region indicate that the temperature is expected to rise above 40 degrees. According to the statement, parts of Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Taraba and Adamawa are expected to record temperatures greater than 40 degrees Celsius, while most parts of the northern cities are expected to record temperatures between 30 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees Celsius. This includes parts of Oyo, Kwara, FCT, Nasarawa, and Benue states. By this forecast, you would agree that this could be one of the reasons why there's increased temperature in Abuja. Moving on, I decided to engage some Abuja residents in Kuje, Gwagwalada, Buhari, and Gariki, respectively, to enable me get varied opinion on this subject. Mr. Chidi Eze, a Kuje resident who laments about the extreme weather condition.
Kuje is like the second hottest area council in the FCT, that's after Gwagwalada. Well, the hot weather this year is a bit hotter than that of last year due to the fact that it's taking too long for the rainy season to set in.
Likewise, Tare Todolo, mother of two, who also laments on the effects of the harsh weather on her children.
As time goes on, every year I see that the weather gets hot. Climatic change is now higher. The weather gets hot by the day, but this 2023, very, very hot. Like, you want to pull off your clothes even when you are in a public environment. And with my kids, who they too, I think they are now developing heat rash because of the weather.
Also, we have Clinton Fonong, a Cameroonian and the student of Durban Polytechnic in Buhari. He shared how the increased temperature in Buhari would not permit them to have good night's sleeps, coupled with the erratic power supply.
Here in Buhari, increase in temperature is very hot. At most time at night, someone like me, I always sleep on the floor. That's because of the heat. The heat is too much.
Now, I believe you must have heard the saying that Gwagwalada is one of the hottest places in the city of Abuja. Gwagwalada is a local government area in the Federal Capital Territory in Nigeria. Now, this spiked my curiosity and I was able to speak with a Gwagwalada resident, Mrs. Doris Adugo, a mother of 4 kids, who laments how terrible it has been surviving in Gwagwalada.
Honestly, Gwagwalada is the hottest so far in this FCT. Believe me, the weather condition here is very, very hot. In fact, it's even as if it's close to hellfire. The weather is so harsh. When I came from the east, weather in the east is very cool. So I'm coming here, I met a different planet altogether. The weather was so harsh that it even affected my skin. I changed color. Someone that was somehow a chocolate in color, I became dark.
In addition, according to Sosti Vibes website, in 2002, a heat wave hit Maiduguri in northeast Nigeria, left more than 60 people dead. However, even with the severity, extreme heat events do not get as much attention as other disasters, possibly because everyone tends to forget about them after everything cools down to normal. The situation of increased temperature, however, proves the reality of climate change, and we must do more to counter carbon dioxide emissions. For now, only climate experts are in the best position to tell us the causes of increased temperature. Let's listen to this environmental analyst and climate expert, Ms. Esther Aja, who shared her view on the causes of increased temperature and how it can be mitigated.
The major cause of increased temperature, greenhouse gas emission. The greenhouse gas emission are caused by human activities, anthropogenic activities.
Also, in coping with increased temperature, there are things to note like the effects of dehydration and the exact meals to eat so as not to break down health-wise. Dr. Maji Emmanuel, who works with Barao Diko Teaching Hospital, Kaduna, shares some tips on how to cope with increased temperature.
A lot of water will help cope with the effect of the heat and generally the effect of the dehydration.
A quick one. Have you ever thought that plant planting flowers around the house can contribute to the elevation of climate change, especially with increased temperature. Yes, it really does. Here is a horticulturist, chief planter at the Planting Call, Miss Adana Mbojikwe, who gave insight on how planting flowers around the house is highly encouraged and recommended.
The way that people can go about doing this is just literally planting more trees, having more plants in their indoor spaces, and it is an affordable way to contribute to reducing climate change.
So far, we have heard from different authorities on how people out there can cope with the effects of climate change, especially those of us in the FCT and other neighboring northern states. The purpose of this report is to create awareness on the subject of climate change and how we can actively get involved in mitigating this man-made problem. I am Miracle Genesis, and this story was supported by the Center for Journalism Innovation and Development, CJID.